They would go into our like spec spreadsheet that we used where we had the different options. They'd make sure they ordered the right one with the right specs there, the right color, the right size, the right quantity, etc. And they would also double check the lead time because sometimes these things change and that can totally skew a project. Once they purchased it, they would put it into what I talk about, the purchasing tracker. Give you a breakdown of all the columns that we had in this purchasing sheet, this purchasing tracker. If you want, you can create it yourself, but we also have everything auto-calculating in here, so it's just easier to download the template if you want. Column A had an item number, an identifier. B had the status and a drop-down, okay? And that was paid 50%, ordered, canceled, credited, refunded, returned, unknown, or paid in full. Based on each of those selections, by the way, we have this all set up to calculate properly. So if you only paid 50%, it will let you know how much money you still have left and how much money you still need to pay. Column C was what we called a QuickBooks category, and that was how we logged it in our systems. It was interior, landscaping, exterior, interior fixture, services, things like that. Then column D was for the item. That was the basic description. E was quantity. F was the supplier. G, the order number. H, the date that it was ordered. I, the area it was going into and its drop down. J, the lead time. K, the status, and that could be estimated, meaning it actually wasn't ordered yet. Ordered, in progress. I'm not sure what that one meant. Delivered, returning, NA. That was just for us to keep track of where things were at. L, item subtotal. M, shipping cost. N, tax, sales tax. O, item total. Then we had P, Q, and R. How do I explain? P was whether or not it was our expense to pay for. For whatever reason, this wasn't something the client was paying for. Q was whether or not the client paid directly, which was unusual for us, but every once in a while there were certain things that the client paid for directly and didn't come out of the money we had in it. R was how much total we paid. S was our markup percentage. E was what the client owed, and that didn't mean that the client was going to pay directly, but this would come out of escrow. And again, this calculated everything that we needed. And U would have the QuickBooks invoice number. So if that was relevant and we had an invoice related to this, then the invoice number would go in there. We had sections that had the title of the project, the address of the project. You need that on all of your documents. The project code if relevant, the deposit amount and the date it was deposited. On the bottom, it calculated everything. The total amount paid, total amount purchased, current remaining deposit that we have in escrow from the client, total due by the client, and another section there for funds still needed. Hope that was helpful. Let me know if you have any questions.